Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my first ever podcast that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So if you haven't yet, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more podcasts. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my first traumas that I've ever experienced in life. It started when I was 6 years old when I lived in Missouri, and that's not my current state, but that's where I grew up. And as it usually does, it happened by a family member, a close relative than others. It happened by my stepbrother. I don't really talk about this much because who wants to tell people that their stepbrother did things to you when you were a child? But that's just what happened. So back to the story. I was about 6 years old, so that would make him like 13 years old at the time. Not that he 100% knew what he was doing, but he knew what he was doing was wrong. I'm not going to go too much into details on what he did to me, just that he did things that you shouldn't do with your siblings. And it happened multiple times, and where were the adults? I'm not really sure. My parents were at work, and my grandpa and my grandma were supposed to be watching us, and, they are kind of elderly, so they were upstairs most of the time, and we were downstairs. Most of the time it happened, we would be at my grandparents' house, or we would be at my house in my room. Sometimes things happened when we went to the shed outside, or we went on this pathway that went kind of behind my grandma's house and went up towards our house. Just anywhere he could get me to go, like follow him, things would happen. This went on to happen about 5 years, and I really wasn't aware of what it was he was doing to me. All I know is that it was wrong. We told my father about it a few times, and I'm not sure if he just didn't believe me or believe my mom or just didn't want to hear it, because who wants to hear that their child, did that to their other child? Long story short, I guess I went to tell my dad, and I was 6 years old, and I was behind my brother. We were all eating supper, and when I went to say something, he somehow lodged the fork I was eating with in the back of my throat, and it stuck in my tonsils. I don't remember the whole story. All I remember is that it hurt, and I couldn't eat right for about a week. I'm not sure what punishment he ever received, or if he even received any punishment at all. All I know is we ended up packing everything and moving to the state I'm in now. Fast forward a few years, and I am now 31, almost 32. Not everybody knows what he did, but my parents do know. I'm not even sure his fiance knows what happened. Needless to say, I do not speak to him, even though he calls my dad every other day and acts like he's a son. It was a very traumatic childhood, just starting with that and having to grow up knowing that he did that to me and how other people viewed me growing up. They have no idea the kind of depression and anxiety that I got in spite of that. I do know it has happened to a lot of people, and a lot of people keep it in forever and never say anything, and other people just act like it never happened. Well, I'm here to let you know that it does happen to people, and I'm not keeping quiet anymore. I'm talking about it, and I'm telling people what happened in my life. I do want to say, though, do not ever keep something in just because you're afraid of what people will think of you, or if you're scared that they're going to retaliate. Because I'm just always thinking, well, what if he eventually has kids and does it to them? Or, somebody else's kids. It's just a really scary thing to have to think about and go through. If you're interested in finding out any more traumas or events in my life, please give this video a follow and I will keep it going. Thank you for letting me share my experience with you. Hopefully it doesn't happen to anybody else, but I know it will.